Hi, it's Jules, health coach and physiotherapist, and this is part 2 of the Supercharge Your Sleep and Optimize Your Energy Levels for the next day. Hopefully you've watched part 1, but if you haven't, that's fine. There are some more tips here in part 2. If you have watched part 1, great, fantastic. Hope you've managed to put some of those tips into action. So there are a few more things that you can do to increase or improve the quality of your sleep, even if you're not getting a decent amount of sleep, if you're having shorter sleep, disrupted sleep, just to try and get you to have a deeper and more restorative sleep. And sleep is really, really important, especially the deep sleep, the REM cycle sleep is really important for your overall health and particularly your brain health in terms of helping you store new memories, helping you process emotions and feelings from the day, helping you process and analyze events from the day or from the past, the recent past, things that are popping up, and also for physiologically for your brain, for the lymphoma, so just kind of like the immune system within your brain that helps to kind of cleanse the brain from all the metabolic waste, because your brain is a very metabolically active organ in your body, and it produces waste. It produces oxidative stress means it produces slightly damaged cells, and these damaged cells need to be removed and sort of cleansed out of the brain so that your brain has a healthy functioning ecosystem, so your brain can function optimally. So this is why having good quality sleep is really, really important. So let me just share the next few slides. There we go. Okay, so the next tips I can offer you are to consider taking some supplements that are known to be very calming and very relaxing. So they're particularly good for helping you to fall asleep and also to sort of stay asleep during the night, but particularly I think more so for falling asleep. So these supplements have got good evidence to show that they will help sleep, and they either do this by increasing melatonin, which you know is the kind of sleep hormone, GABA or serotonin, which are two brain neurotransmitters that are very helpful for calming, so for feelings of calm, relaxation and kind of calm focus. So first and foremost, let's talk about magnesium, because magnesium is actually a mineral, and you can get it from food. But on the whole, apparently magnesium is one mineral that a lot of people are deficient in. And if you have very low levels of magnesium, it's not always easy to detect. One of the signs is muscle cramps, but I think you'd have to have pretty low levels of magnesium in your body to have these muscle cramps. Um, Low levels of magnesium are linked to things like high levels of anxiety, panic attacks, lack of concentration, being impatient, snappy, and insomnia. So these are all things that are linked to low levels of magnesium. The thing is, you can get magnesium supplements easily in most pharmacies, whole food shops, health food shops. But what you do need to know is which kind of magnesium to get, because the most common kind that's commonly sold, is quite cheap, is magnesium oxide. And magnesium oxide is a form of magnesium that is not easily absorbed or used by our body. So it's pretty much waste. You're flushing your money down the toilet literally, because magnesium just gets through your digestive system and out if it's magnesium oxide. If you have magnesium glycinate, though, it's a form of magnesium that is very highly absorbable by our bodies. So your body will be able to take that magnesium and use it in your body to help with feeling more relaxed and calmer. So that's definitely worth considering, the type of magnesium, the form of magnesium that you take. Now, cherry juice, but not just any old cherry juice, not just any old cherries. There is a particular kind of cherry, and it's tart cherry juice. So when you eat it, it's really sour. It's not easy to find. I think it's an American particular breed of cherries, but they because it contains high levels of melatonin, it actually in the cherry juice. That's why it's strongly recommended for helping people who have sleep difficulties, because it actually has natural melatonin in it. You can buy the juice itself from health food shops. It is quite sour, so you will probably need to dilute it and make sure you're having the right concentrations. Add a little bit of honey, or add it into some, you could add it into yogurt even, or into yeah, I think yogurt is probably the best thing, like sweetened yogurt. So it's quite nice that way. Or you can have them in capsules now. They do have concentrated forms of this tart cherry juice in capsules, if you want to try that to see if it helps you sleep. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about is 5-HTP. This is a supplement that helps your body produce serotonin, and serotonin is a neurotransmitter that helps you have feelings of calmness, happiness, feeling relaxed and unworried. And there are studies that have shown that people who take 5-HTP, it shortens the time it takes for people to fall asleep. So if you're someone who tosses and turns, you lie down, it takes you ages, a long, long time to fall asleep, and you're getting really frustrated. You've tried all sorts of things. You may want to consider trying 5-HTP. Next supplement to consider is L-theanine. L-theanine is a natural compound that is found in tea, especially in high concentrations in green tea and matcha tea. And again, this is a supplement that has been shown to help people fall asleep faster, and generally known to be calming and relaxing, and interestingly helps you with focus, but in kind of like a calm focus way, if you know what I mean, like you're calm and you're focused, as opposed to feeling very heightened and focused. So it's different. It's a nice kind of focus. So that's something to consider. You can just have green tea in the evening before bedtime, but if you've got significant sleep issues, you might actually want to take L-theanine as a supplement, like in capsules, to get a higher dosage. Valerian root and lemon balm are two herbal remedies that have some evidence to show that it helps with sleep. So valerian root has some chemical compounds in it that have sleep enhancing properties, and these chemical compounds, these phytonutrients, have also been shown to reduce the breakdown of GABA. GABA is a brain neurotransmitter that makes you feel calm, quite happy, yeah, just basically quite calm, happy, relaxed. And if your brain is breaking down the GABA quickly, you lose that feeling of relaxation and calmness quickly. So valerian root has a chemical compound that apparently reduces or slows down the breakdown of GABA, so that you stay feeling calmer for longer. Lemon balm, you can either have it as a tea. It's very nice. I really like lemon balm tea, and has been shown to reduce anxiety. Or you can have it as a capsule. So lemon balm, sort of, what do you call it? Like a concentrate in a capsule. Lemon balm and valerian root combined in one supplement has been shown to be particularly helpful for insomnia, so people who have difficulty falling asleep. So these are some of the things to consider. So just as a reminder about the circadian rhythm, the most important points I think to see are around in the evening, say around 9 p.m, when melatonin secretion actually starts to rise, because that's really important for starting your body to get ready for falling asleep. So let's have a look at the next tip, which is about how to reduce night light exposure, because night light exposure really messes with your circadian rhythm. The blue and green light waves that you get from artificial lights, particularly sort of in the evening, so after natural sunset, really disrupts your production of melatonin. And if you stops your brain from producing melatonin, or you produce less melatonin than you actually need to fall asleep, then you're going to find falling asleep and staying asleep very difficult. So one of the things that has been suggested that we all do now that we're living in this modern world with artificial lights and screens just in our lives all the time, is to start doing an electronic sunset. So some of the things you can do to kind of have this electronic sunset is to dim your lights. So ideally, if you've got lights in the ceiling, hopefully they're, if you've got dimmer lights, put them low. So it's got like a gentle low light. Then you need to close your curtains, close your blinds, where possible. If you've got a lot of outdoor light pollution, for example, from street lights, or you live in a very busy block of flats, or there are shops in front of you that the lights are on, even in the evenings and at night time, then consider getting blackout blinds, because that can really help reduce what they call the sort of junk light, which can disrupt your sleep. So when you've got your phone, you've got your tablets, you've got your laptops, there is an option to set your screens to night shift or night mode. So just go to the settings on your phone or your tablet and have a look for this night shift or night mode, or sleep mode it can be. And you can set the time you want it to start. So ideally, say around 8:30 until about 7 o'clock in the morning. And what this does is it programs your screen, so your phone or your tablets or your laptop, to slightly decrease the intensity, so it's not as bright as it would be in the daytime. And then also it makes the color slightly more yellowish, and by cutting out or reducing the blue and green light waves being emitted from the screen. Really, if you want to get a good night's sleep, or you do have a lot of trouble sleeping, do try to avoid looking at screens by 8:30 or 9 p.m. This is when your melatonin secretion would naturally start. So if TV screens are fine. Apparently TV screens don't have as much an effect on reducing melatonin secretion as phones, laptops, and tablets. And that's partly because of the distance from where you generally sit when you're watching TV, as opposed to your laptops, tablets, and phones, which are a lot closer to your face. So therefore you get a higher intensity of the light and the blue light waves in particular to your eyes, and therefore to your brain. So if you, it's really hard. I totally understand. I do look at my phone after 8:30 and 9 p.m. myself, that's just life. But just be mindful of this and try and reduce how much you're looking at your screens if you can. Or you can do what I do, is I wear blue light blocking glasses. So these are glasses, you can get them anywhere, like on Amazon. They have a yellowish tint, or sometimes a reddish tint, or an orangey tint, and the tint cuts out the blue light waves and the green light waves coming from your devices, and also kind of just blocks out some of the light. So it's a bit like a light pair of sunglasses. It kind of reduces the intensity of the light to your eyes, so that can help you sleep better. In real life, sometimes you do have to look at the computer, you do have to do a bit of work in the evenings after the kids have gone to bed. Totally get that. I do that sometimes. But I personally have noticed that if I wear my blue light blocking glasses, I can work on my computer until like 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, and then I can still fall asleep. But if I forget to wear my glasses, and once my youngest daughter she took them to wear there, and then she kind of hid them, and I just could not find them anywhere, and she'd fallen asleep. And I just thought, oh, never mind. So I'm just going to be on the computer for 30, 40 minutes. Didn't think it wasn't that late. It was like 9 o'clock. I was done by 9:30, but I could not fall asleep. It really made a difference. I was exhausted. I was physically tired, but I just could not fall asleep till, well past midnight, close to 1 o'clock. And I just thought, right, next time, no matter what, if I'm going to be on the screen, I have to have my blue light blocking glasses. it does make a difference. So it's worth trying. They're not very expensive. There's a whole range. There's for quite cheap ones to the really expensive, super duper scientifically designed ones. So it's worth a try, and see whether that helps you to sleep as well. If you can, get lights like table lamps and have them at lower than your eye level, so on a coffee table or on the floor, and switch off the ceiling lights. There's a theory that any light that's above us mimics and tricks our brains into thinking it's the sunlight. So if you have lights that are lower, it's not like, it doesn't trick your brain to thinking it's daytime, that there's a sun above you. So that's one theory. I think it's worth trying. At any rate, anything you can do to reduce the amount of light you're seeing at night is just going to help in general. So have a think about that. Now, some of you do need to have night lights on, or you do need to move around at night, so you need to have some form of light. Where possible, first of all, have lamps that are low on the ground, so desk lamps, reading lamps that are low on the ground. And also, if you can, if you don't need the light to be very bright when you sort of get up in the night, for example, if you're looking after your child. I mean, if you do need to if you do need to give medications or reposition your child, if you do need to check on them and you need to have, quite bright light so you can see clearly that your child is okay, or to check that you give the medication right and the fluids or the feeds at night, for accuracy, have, if possible, like a torch, but also have your blue light blocking glasses on if you can, and have a small spotlight if possible, rather than switching on any bigger lights. Even if the big lights not in your child's room, it's like outside in the hallway just outside, that can still be disruptive to your sleep. And so if you can, the other alternative is to get red light bulbs to put into the night lights, because the red light doesn't disrupt your melatonin in the same way as white light. So white or yellow light is actually made up of several different colors of light waves, including blue and green, which is what disrupts production of melatonin. So if you do need to have night lights on, get some red bulbs. Try it, give it a try, see if that helps. So hopefully this information will help you. So, I've given quite a few tips here. You don't have to do them all. Choose a few things that you think are going to work for you. Find out what you can do and experiment with something. Try something. Don't just do it the once. Try it for a week. Try it for 2 weeks if you can, 10 days, before you sort of say, oh, is this working or not working? And I've got these are my blue light blocking glasses on now. These are the ones. They're getting a bit old now, but I really do like them. They really make a difference for me. So something as simple as that might be, able to allow you to fall asleep faster and get a bit more of that deep REM sleep that's very restorative and helping you to have a healthy sleep at night, so you feel better the next day. Because I know you're all busy. I know you've got a lot of responsibilities on in the day, and I've been there. I've had several years of really disrupted bad night's sleep, and I know what it's like. It's horrible, and you don't make good decisions when you're sleep deprived. And ultimately, if you want to be a good mum, you want to help your child to improve and their health, to achieve their maximum potential, you need to be really looking after your own health as well. So I hope these tips have helped, and look out for video 3, which is about a couple more things, a few more tips that you can do to optimize your sleep.